Jealousy is a dangerous emotion. It is like a seed planted in the soil of insecurity, watered by doubt, and it grows into something far more harmful. The words we speak when we are jealous are like a weapon, sharp, cutting, and often destructive. But where does this jealousy come from? It begins in the heart with a misunderstanding of who we are and the purpose for which we were created. Jealousy is not just a fleeting emotion, it is a reflection of something much deeper that lies within the human heart. At its core, jealousy is a mirror that reveals our own insecurities and the areas of our lives where we feel inadequate or unsure of ourselves. When you feel jealousy towards someone, it's not about them, it's about you. It's a signal that something inside you feels incomplete, unworthy, or threatened by another person's success, happiness, or achievements. This feeling of jealousy can be traced to a lack of self-awareness and self-acceptance. Many of us struggle with understanding our true worth. We tend to measure ourselves against others, creating an internal competition that leaves us feeling like we're falling short. When we see someone else excelling in an area where we feel weak or uncertain, jealousy surfaces as a defense mechanism. But rather than acknowledging our insecurity, we often project it onto the other person, thinking that if they were less successful, we would feel better about ourselves. In reality, jealousy is rooted in fear, the fear of not being enough. It arises when we have an unclear understanding of our own identity, our gifts, and our potential. The truth is, each of us has been uniquely designed with talents, abilities, and a purpose that no one else can fulfill. However, if we don't recognize or embrace that uniqueness, we will always feel inferior when comparing ourselves to others. Consider this: when you look at someone else's success or happiness and you feel jealous, what you are truly saying to yourself is, "I am not enough," but that is a lie. The fact that someone else is doing well does not diminish your value or your potential. The success of another person should never be seen as a threat. It should be viewed as evidence that success is possible for everyone. Yet, when insecurity dominates our thinking, we forget this, and jealousy creeps in. When we are insecure, we often speak or act out of that insecurity. The words we say, whether to ourselves or to others, can reinforce feelings of jealousy. These words are powerful. They can either build you up or tear you down. For instance, if you repeatedly tell yourself, "I'll never be as good as them," or "they don't deserve that success," you are reinforcing your own feelings of inadequacy. Over time, these words shape your mindset, leading to a constant state of comparison, dissatisfaction, and resentment. But what if you looked at jealousy through a different lens? What if instead of allowing jealousy to highlight your insecurities, you used it as an opportunity to examine the areas where you need to grow? This is the key. Jealousy is not inherently negative. It's how you respond to it that determines its impact on your life. You can let jealousy destroy your relationships and self-esteem, or you can allow it to reveal the areas where you need to develop more confidence and self-awareness. When you feel jealousy rising within you, pause and ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? What is it about this person or their success that makes me feel threatened? This process of self-reflection is crucial. Often we feel jealous because we see in others what we wish we had in ourselves. Perhaps it's their confidence, their achievements, or their sense of purpose. Rather than resenting them, you can use this awareness to inspire your own growth. Instead of focusing on what you lack, shift your attention to what you can improve. Insecurities are normal. Everyone has them. The difference lies in how you choose to handle them. Those who overcome jealousy do so by recognizing that their journey is unique. They stop comparing themselves to others and start focusing on their own path. They realize that success is not a finite resource there's enough to go around. The fact that someone else has reached a goal does not mean there's less opportunity for you to achieve your own dreams. One of the most liberating truths you can embrace is that your worth is not tied to anyone else's accomplishments. You are valuable not because of what you do or how you compare to others, but because of who you are. When you understand this, jealousy loses its power over you. Instead of feeling threatened by others, you can celebrate their success, knowing that it does not diminish your own. At the end of the day, jealousy is a signal, a reminder that you need to turn inward and reassess your sense of identity and purpose. When you feel secure in who you are and what you are capable of, jealousy no longer has a place in your heart. You can admire others without feeling inferior, and you can pursue your own goals without worrying about what others are doing. Your path is your own, and no one else can walk it but you. Jealousy is one of the most destructive forces a person can harbor within themselves. It is often described as a silent poison because while it may begin subtly, it gradually grows and infiltrates every aspect of a person's life if left unchecked. Jealousy doesn't just affect the individual experiencing it. It also has a profound impact on the relationships they maintain, the decisions they make, and their overall sense of fulfillment. The reason jealousy is so destructive lies in its very nature. It diverts attention from one's personal growth and potential and focuses it entirely on the success and progress of others. At its core, jealousy fosters resentment. When you're jealous of someone else's achievements, talents, or happiness, it's as if a wall begins to form between you and that person. What might have started as a simple comparison turns into an unhealthy fixation, where their success feels like your failure. The more you dwell on these feelings, the more you build a narrative in your mind that you are lacking something essential, that you are somehow less capable or worthy. This mindset doesn't just strain your relationships with others, it holds you back from pursuing your own dreams and aspirations. Instead of focusing on what you could be doing to improve your life, jealousy keeps you fixated on someone else's life. Jealousy has a way of stifling personal growth. It creates a loop of negative thinking where you begin to believe that your achievements are insufficient. When you constantly compare yourself to others, particularly those who seem more successful or happier, you rob yourself of the joy and satisfaction that come from your own efforts. It's as if you're always measuring your worth against someone else's, rather than recognizing the uniqueness of your own journey. This lack of contentment is one of jealousy's most insidious effects. You could accomplish many great things, but if jealousy is controlling your mind, you will always feel as though it isn't enough. There's always going to be someone who has more or does better. This mentality creates a state of constant dissatisfaction, where no matter how much you achieve, it never feels like it measures up. And in this state, growth becomes impossible because you're not focusing on what truly matters, your own progress and development. Instead, you're trapped in a cycle of comparison, which can never lead to fulfillment. Jealousy also blinds you to your own potential. Each person has unique gifts and talents, but jealousy convinces you that what you have is not good enough. It causes you to overlook your strengths because your attention is consumed by someone else's strengths. You begin to discount your abilities, thinking that because someone else is excelling in one area, your own abilities must be inferior. This kind of thinking is incredibly limiting. It stops you from exploring your full potential because you are constantly trying to measure up to others rather than focusing on becoming the best version of yourself. The destructive nature of jealousy extends to relationships. Jealousy breeds distrust and competition, where there should be support and encouragement. In friendships, for instance, jealousy can create distance, as the person feeling jealous becomes withdrawn or passive-aggressive. They might avoid celebrating their friends' successes or worse, undermine them out of spite. This damages what could otherwise be a positive and enriching relationship. In romantic relationships, jealousy can be even more corrosive. If one partner is constantly comparing themselves to others or doubting their worth in the relationship, it leads to insecurity and mistrust. Over time, this erodes the foundation of love and trust that relationships are built on. Instead of fostering mutual growth and support, jealousy turns a relationship into a battlefield of suspicion and resentment. On a broader scale, jealousy has societal consequences as well. When people operate out of jealousy, they are less inclined to collaborate and more likely to compete in unhealthy ways. In professional environments, jealousy can lead to backstabbing, gossip, and an atmosphere of hostility. Instead of working together toward shared goals, individuals become more focused on outshining their colleagues, often at the expense of teamwork and progress. The truth is, jealousy is a distraction. It takes your eyes off your own goals and places them on someone else's journey. But life is not a competition. The path that leads to personal success and fulfillment is unique for every individual. What is meant for someone else will never be meant for you, and what is meant for you cannot be taken away by someone else. When you allow jealousy to take root, you miss out on the beauty of your own journey. You spend your energy trying to compete with someone who is on an entirely different path instead of focusing on the steps you need to take to achieve your own success. To overcome jealousy, you must shift your focus. Stop looking at what others have and start appreciating what you have. Realize that your potential is limitless, but it will only be realized when you stop comparing yourself to others and start investing in your own growth. You must learn to celebrate others' successes without seeing them as a threat. Their achievements are not a reflection of your inadequacy, but simply proof that success is possible. When you understand this, you free yourself from the destructive grip of jealousy and open yourself up to the limitless possibilities of your own life. Jealousy destroys because it takes away your ability to see the abundance around you. The world is full of opportunities and there is more than enough success for everyone. But if you're always focused on someone else's blessings, you'll miss out on your own. Jealousy is not just an emotion, it's a choice. The idea that jealousy is something beyond our control, something we are simply subjected to, is a misconception. In reality, when you feel jealousy rising within you, you are faced with a choice to let it fester and influence your actions, or to take control of it and transform it into something productive. This choice is significant because it can define your character, influence your relationships, and shape your personal and professional life. The moment you feel jealous, you have a split-second decision to make. Most people allow jealousy to grow unchecked because it feels natural. They may even rationalize it thinking, it's only human to feel this way. And while jealousy is indeed a common human experience, it does not have to govern your behavior or dictate your perspective. The real power lies in your ability to recognize jealousy for what it is, a signal that something deeper is going on within you, and to decide how you will respond. Choosing to act on jealousy leads to a destructive cycle. When you let jealousy control your thoughts and emotions, it can easily spiral into resentment, bitterness, and even hostility. This is because jealousy at its core is a form of insecurity. It is born from the belief that someone else's success diminishes your own, or that their achievements somehow reflect a lack in you. If you choose to dwell on these feelings, they grow stronger, taking over your mindset and leading you to make choices that are not aligned with your best self. You may find yourself criticizing others, speaking ill of them, or even sabotaging their efforts, whether consciously or unconsciously. But the truth is, jealousy can be transformed. It doesn't have to remain a negative force in your life. When you feel jealous, instead of letting it take root, you can choose to see it as an opportunity for growth. Jealousy can be a powerful teacher if you let it. It can reveal areas where you need to build confidence, where you feel insecure, or where you may need to put in more effort to achieve your own goals. By using jealousy as a mirror, you can gain insight into your own desires and motivations. For example, if you find yourself feeling jealous of a colleague who received a promotion, instead of allowing that jealousy to breed resentment, ask yourself what this emotion is trying to tell you. Do you feel insecure about your own career progression? Are there areas where you can improve your skills or performance? Jealousy, when examined closely, can often highlight the gaps in our own lives that we need to address. It's not about the other person, it's about what you want for yourself. The choice to transform jealousy into self-improvement requires self-awareness and intentionality. It's easy to fall into the trap of jealousy and comparison, especially in a world where social media constantly displays the highlight reels of other people's lives. But instead of letting these images of success make you feel less than, choose to use them as inspiration. Let them motivate you to work harder, to set clearer goals, and to focus on your own path. Remember, their success does not take away from your own potential. Choosing not to act on jealousy also means choosing to protect your relationships. When you allow jealousy to influence your actions, it can create tension and distance between you and others. You may find yourself avoiding people you feel jealous of, or worse, treating them with coldness or hostility. This behavior, in turn, damages trust and connection. But by acknowledging your jealousy and making the choice not to let it affect your interactions, you can maintain healthy, supportive relationships. In fact, when you make the choice to rise above jealousy, You open yourself up to deeper relationships. Instead of seeing others as competitors, you begin to see them as collaborators or inspirations. You can celebrate their successes genuinely because you know that their achievements do not diminish your own worth or potential. This shift in mindset creates an atmosphere of abundance where you recognize that there is enough success to go around. It allows you to support others without feeling threatened and to pursue your own goals without being distracted by comparison. The power of choice in dealing with jealousy extends beyond just relationships and personal growth. It also affects your long-term success. People who consistently choose to transform jealousy into motivation are more likely to achieve their goals because they stay focused on their own path. They do not waste time or energy fixating on others. Instead, they use jealousy as a fuel to push themselves toward their own aspirations. This mindset fosters resilience, determination, and a proactive approach to life. When you choose to take control of jealousy, you are choosing to take control of your own narrative. You are no longer a victim of your emotions, swayed by the success of others. Instead, you are the author of your own story, writing each chapter with purpose and intention. This is a powerful place to be because it means that you are no longer comparing yourself to others. You are competing only with the person you were yesterday. Jealousy is a choice, but it is also a lesson. It teaches you about your insecurities, your desires, and your potential. It shows you where you need to grow, where you need to heal, and where you need to focus. By choosing not to let jealousy control you, you are choosing a path of personal growth, healthier relationships, and greater success. You are choosing to become the best version of yourself, unburdened by the comparisons and competition that holds so many people back. And in that choice, you find freedom. Jealousy often arises from feelings of inadequacy or lack, which can warp our perception of ourselves and the world around us. At its root, jealousy is born from the belief that someone else's success or blessing somehow diminish our own. We convince ourselves that there is only so much success, happiness, or abundance to go around, and when others receive their share, we feel like something has been taken from us. This mindset, however, is based on a fundamental misunderstanding of life and the way the universe operates. The truth is, there is more than enough success and opportunity to go around. Life is not a zero-sum game, and the abundance of others does not subtract from our own potential. One of the greatest traps we fall into when feeling jealous is the idea that someone else's achievements are somehow a direct reflection of our own shortcomings. We look at the people around us who seem to be thriving, and we ask ourselves, why not me? Instead of focusing on our own path and the unique journey we're on, we become fixated on what others are doing and where they are succeeding. This comparison distorts our view of reality, making it seem as though everyone else is ahead while we are left behind. But this perception is not only untrue, it's also harmful. It prevents us from recognizing the progress we've made and blinds us to the opportunities that are still available. Jealousy thrives on this false sense of scarcity. When we believe that resources, success, and happiness are limited, we become anxious and competitive. We start to view life as a race where we must outpace others in order to secure our own slice of success. This mindset leads to constant stress, dissatisfaction, and a lack of fulfillment. We become so preoccupied with what others have that we fail to see the abundance that is already available to us. It is crucial to recognize that life offers limitless possibilities, and someone else's success is not a barrier to your own. In fact, it can serve as a source of inspiration and motivation if you choose to see it that way. The truth is, each of us has a unique path to walk. No two people are on the same journey, and no two people will experience success in exactly the same way. What is meant for one person is not necessarily meant for you, and what is meant for you cannot be taken away by someone else. When you understand this, it becomes easier to let go of jealousy and embrace the idea that there is more than enough for everyone. The universe operates in abundance, and there is no limit to the success, love, and joy that you can experience. Another key aspect of overcoming jealousy is shifting your focus inward. Instead of looking at what others have or what they've accomplished, turn your attention to your own life and your own goals. What do you want to achieve? What steps can you take to move closer to your dreams? When you concentrate on your own growth and development, you start to realize that you have control over your own success. Jealousy loses its power when you understand that you are not in competition with anyone else, only with the person you were yesterday. It's also important to remember that appearances can be deceiving. We often look at other people's successes from the outside and everything seems perfect, but what we don't see are the struggles, the sacrifices, and the setbacks that they may have encountered along the way. Every person's journey is filled with challenges, and no one's life is as flawless as it might seem. When you catch yourself feeling jealous of someone else, remind yourself that you are only seeing part of their story. Their success does not invalidate your own efforts or struggles. Jealousy can be transformed into gratitude. When you feel jealousy creeping in, instead of letting it consume you, shift your focus to what you already have. What are the things in your life that you are grateful for? What successes have you already achieved? By cultivating a mindset of gratitude, you begin to see the abundance in your own life. This shift in perspective helps you to appreciate your unique journey and realize that you are not lacking in any way. Gratitude reminds you that there is more than enough to go around and that your path is valuable, even if it looks different from someone else's. In addition, adopting an abundance mindset helps you foster positive relationships with others. When you believe that there is enough success and happiness for everyone, you become more supportive and encouraging of others' achievements. You no longer feel threatened by their progress, but instead you celebrate it because you know that their success does not diminish your own. This creates an environment of collaboration rather than competition, where people lift each other up instead of tearing each other down. Jealousy, at its core, is a distraction. It takes your focus away from what truly matters: your own growth, your own goals, and your own journey. When you let go of jealousy and embrace the truth that there is more than enough for everyone, you free yourself to fully pursue your own potential. You stop wasting energy on comparisons and start channeling that energy into becoming the best version of yourself. Life is not a race, and success is not a limited resource. The abundance of others is a reminder that success is possible, not a threat to your own potential. When you understand that the universe is filled with endless opportunities, you stop feeling jealous of others and start focusing on the unique opportunities that are meant for you. By embracing this abundance mindset, you open yourself up to greater fulfillment, peace, and success. There is more than enough for everyone, and your journey is just as valuable as anyone else's. Jealousy can cause significant damage to relationships, both personal and professional, if left unchecked. It is a subtle yet corrosive force that erodes trust, breeds resentment, and ultimately fractures connections between individuals. When jealousy takes root in a relationship, it can turn what was once a source of support and encouragement into an environment of tension, competition, and mistrust. The destructive nature of jealousy in relationships stems from its tendency to distort reality and shift the focus away from mutual growth and collaboration. One of the most common ways jealousy damages relationships is through the breakdown of trust. Trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship, whether it's between friends, family members, romantic partners, or colleagues. However, jealousy undermines this trust by introducing suspicion and doubt. When you feel jealous, you may begin to question the motives and intentions of the people around you, even if there is no real basis for these doubts. This constant questioning can create a toxic atmosphere where every action or success of the other person is viewed through a lens of insecurity and fear. For example, in a romantic relationship, jealousy can lead one partner to feel threatened by the other's interactions with friends or colleagues. What might be a harmless conversation or a professional achievement can be perceived as a sign of disloyalty or a reason for concern. Over time, these unfounded fears and suspicions can create a rift between partners, causing them to withhold affection, become overly possessive, or engage in passive-aggressive behaviors. The jealous partner may feel the need to control or monitor the other person, leading to further deterioration of the relationship. In professional settings, jealousy can cause similar issues. A colleague's success might trigger feelings of inadequacy or competition, leading to strained interactions and reduced cooperation. Rather than celebrating each other's accomplishments, individuals consumed by jealousy may sabotage one another, either overtly or subtly. This behavior not only damages personal relationships, but also hampers team dynamics and productivity. When people start seeing their colleagues as rivals rather than collaborators, the sense of unity and shared purpose is lost. Another way jealousy harms relationships is by fostering resentment. When you feel jealous, it's easy to start resenting the person you're jealous of, even if they've done nothing wrong. This resentment often stems from your own feelings of inadequacy or insecurity, but rather than addressing these internal struggles, jealousy externalizes the blame. You might find yourself thinking, if only they weren't so successful, then I wouldn't feel this way. This misplaced resentment leads to distance and emotional disconnection. Over time, the relationship becomes strained as the jealous individual withdraws or becomes critical of the other person. Resentment, fueled by jealousy, can also manifest in passive-aggressive behavior. Instead of expressing your feelings openly, you might start making hurtful comments, giving backhanded compliments, or withholding support when the other person needs it. This behavior further alienates the people around you and deepens the divide in the relationship. Over time, the person you're jealous of may start to feel that they are being unfairly treated or that they can no longer trust you. This creates a cycle of negativity where both parties feel disconnected and hurt. Jealousy shifts the focus away from the positive aspects of a relationship. Instead of appreciating the strengths and successes of the people around you, jealousy causes you to fixate on what you perceive as lacking in your own life. This narrow focus on comparison blinds you to the support, love, or camaraderie that the relationship once provided. You may begin to see the other person's achievements as threats rather than sources of inspiration or joy. This perspective limits your ability to celebrate their success, which can, in turn, cause them to feel unsupported or undervalued. In a friendship, for example, jealousy might cause you to downplay or dismiss your friend's accomplishments, or worse, to distance yourself from them altogether. What was once a close and supportive relationship can quickly dissolve into one marked by envy and discomfort. You might start avoiding interactions with that friend because being around them triggers your feelings of inadequacy, or you may become overly critical, diminishing the quality of the relationship. One of the most harmful effects of jealousy is that it creates barriers to open communication. Healthy relationships thrive on honesty and openness, but jealousy often leads to secrecy and avoidance. Rather than addressing the feelings of jealousy directly, many people choose to suppress or deny them, which only allows the emotion to fester. This lack of communication prevents the relationship from growing and healing. Instead of working through the issue together, both parties may become increasingly distant, unsure of how to bridge the growing emotional gap. Jealousy also undermines empathy. When you are consumed by jealousy, it becomes difficult to put yourself in the other person's shoes. You are so focused on your own feelings of inadequacy or competition that you fail to recognize or appreciate what the other person might be experiencing. This lack of empathy can lead to misunderstandings and a breakdown in emotional connection. For example, in a professional setting, a colleague may be working hard to achieve success, but if you are blinded by jealousy, you might interpret their efforts as showing off or trying to outshine you, rather than understanding their own struggles and challenges. To prevent jealousy from damaging relationships, it's important to cultivate self-awareness and address the root causes of jealousy head-on. This often involves confronting your own insecurities and recognizing that jealousy is more about what's happening within you than what's happening around you. By acknowledging your feelings of jealousy and communicating openly with the people in your life, you can create an environment of trust and support where relationships can thrive rather than being corroded by envy. Jealousy is a destructive force in relationships, but it doesn't have to be. By addressing it early, choosing empathy, and fostering open communication, you can prevent it from undermining the trust and connection that are essential for any relationship to flourish. Instead of allowing jealousy to drive a wedge between you and others, you can use it as an opportunity for personal growth, deeper understanding, and greater harmony in your relationships. In conclusion, jealousy is a powerful emotion that can manifest in various aspects of our lives, often leading to personal turmoil and strained relationships. It stems from feelings of inadequacy, scarcity, and competition, distorting our perceptions of ourselves and others. However, by understanding the root causes of jealousy and recognizing its destructive nature, we can take conscious steps to transform this emotion into a catalyst for personal growth and positive relationships. Instead of viewing someone else's success as a threat, we can embrace an abundance mindset, acknowledging that there is more than enough success, happiness, and opportunities for everyone. This shift in perspective allows us to appreciate the unique paths we each walk, fostering a sense of gratitude for our own accomplishments while celebrating the achievements of others. Addressing jealousy through open communication and self-awareness helps us cultivate trust and empathy in our relationships. By recognizing that jealousy often stems from our own insecurities, we can work to overcome these feelings and create an environment of support and encouragement. Rather than allowing jealousy to breed resentment and distance, we can choose to strengthen our connections with those around us, transforming competition into collaboration. Overcoming jealousy is not just about reframing our thoughts, it is about fostering a culture of unity and support, where we lift each other up rather than tear each other down. By embracing the abundance that life has to offer and focusing on our own personal growth, we can free ourselves from the shackles of jealousy and step into a life filled with joy, fulfillment, and genuine connections. As we move forward, let us commit to nurturing our relationships, celebrating the successes of others, and recognizing that our journeys are unique and valuable in their own right. By doing so, we not only enrich our lives, but also contribute to a more supportive and compassionate world, where everyone has the opportunity to thrive.